mama, my name is Millie Del Oro. I'm the Afro-Latina superstar and you're watching Disney Channel. My childhood fantasies coming true. Hey mama, welcome back to my channel. My name is Millie Del Oro and this is Making It in Hollywood. In today's episode, we'll be talking about where to begin in your acting journey. My number one tip is to start where you are. Like I said, I grew up in the South, so there were not a lot of opportunities in the state that I lived in, Arkansas, so I made opportunities for myself. If you're going to school, let's say you're going to a university, take acting classes there, theater classes, be a part of their theater productions, go online and see if there are any local plays or any local anything acting related happening, see how you can get involved with that. You can look up on Google Maps and see if there are any theaters around, not movie theaters, but like theaters around, and see what kind of things they have going on. Get in contact with them, see if they have any upcoming plays that you might be able to audition for, see if you can help around the house. Anything entertainment related, acting related, try to find what your area has for you and try to tap into that. Try to see how you can be of help. If you can even, like, you know, audition for something, whatever it may be, because let's say they don't have roles or they're not casting for something, but it's still entertainment related. You want to get a feel for like the industry, the behind the scenes, the ways of, you know, what it is that we actually do, because no one's gonna want to work with someone who doesn't have any set etiquette. You know, like, you're not just gonna pop on the set and oh boom. Once you get to set, you have to know what's going on. So it's great to get experience behind the scenes as well as in front of the scenes. So whatever your area has available, take advantage. And if you can't find anything, make it your own. So I'm sitting here making videos in front of my camera at home. You can do the same, as well as write your own plays and get together with a group of people who are kind of interested in the same things, you know, producers, filmographers, the whole 9 yards, the whole cast and crew, and put together something and then edit it, put it out there. You know, we have to see you working, and you know, it's gonna help you in the long run. You wanna have all this experience on your resume, and this will start you off when you do tap into bigger markets like here in LA. You already showcase that I'm not, you know, totally clueless of what's going on. I've been in here, I've done this, I've done several projects, in front of the scenes, behind the scenes. Sign me up, I'm ready for you. So yes, start with where you are. And if where you live has acting classes, like reputable acting classes, take them. Seriously, take them, because taking classes at your school, university is great to get that experience, but it necessarily won't hold the same weight as a professional acting class would. Let's say like here in Los Angeles. You know, you still have to take those industry level acting courses. So if that's available to you, please take them. It's only gonna help you. Yes, you might have to shell a little money for it, but it's probably gonna be cheaper than the LA classes we have out here. So start with where you are. And if you are in LA, there's some good ones that aren't too expensive. I would suggest those to start off if you're just a beginner. And then as you grow, you can take on those higher classes, because by then you'll be getting paychecks left and right that's gonna well cover your expenses and classes. So yes. My next tip is to study movies and different TV shows that interest you and see what kind of styles of acting or different characters that you would like to portray when you tap into the industry and start taking on roles and auditions. So when I say this, studying other actors, I don't mean try to mimic that person. Like, there cannot be a second Denzel Washington, so don't try to be him, but just see what kind of style of not only the genre of film or TV that you like, but also the character types, you know, because you're gonna have to create your own character types and they have to be realistic to you. So for me, my favorite actress of all time is Zoe Saldana, and if you don't know who that is, I will put a picture right here. Yes, she is an Afro-Latina actress. She also is known, before she even did acting, for her dancing, which really helped her get her first roles. So, you know, the characters that she took on already kind of meshed really well with who she was already. So those are the kind of characters you want. People who are relatable to you already. That way it's not so hard to, you know, portray that character. And you know, sometimes that's not necessarily the case. You know, if you're playing a villain, you don't have to be a villain to play a villain, but you know, just certain personality traits, certain things that you can bring yourself into that just makes the character come alive is what you really want. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be acting, you want to be living, being a human, you know. So find those characteristics and see what kind of person you want to portray on the big screen. Now I would say for me, you want to start with looks. How old do you look? What genders can you pass off as? What ethnicities can you pass off as? Things of that nature. So for me, I'm Afro-Latina. I can pass as Black, I can pass as Latin, but I can also pass as like just a mixed person with no specific culture groups. So I can fit in a very broad range, but I look very, very young. So I can't necessarily pass for like, let's say someone's mother, someone's grandmother, or probably like even a high-end executive. I think I look maybe a little bit too young for that. Maybe if she's like a young CEO, maybe, but not like a, you know, up there. She's looking young, so I could pass for a high schooler, I could pass for a college student, I could pass for a daughter, I could pass for a best friend, I could pass probably for a barista. Yes, the list goes on. I could pass for a couple of things, but just knowing where I stand is great. I identify as female, so I go for the roles that are looking for a female. Sometimes they say male or female, doesn't really matter, so I can apply for those as well, but I won't apply for something that like calls for a male, you know. So pretty easy within that area right there for me personally. I know it can go even broader than that, so just make sure you're looking at the specifics of what someone's casting for, but also don't try to take, how I see it, don't try to take away someone else's opportunity that you know you're not a fit for. If that makes any sense. Now with the basics taken care of, we have personality types. I have a different range than maybe you have, so just looking at those common threads is really key to honing in on what kind of actress or human you are and you will be portrayed on the big screen. So my relation to Zoe Saldana, she comes off as the badass heroine, pretty neutral, she can be funny, you know, spicy, sassy, she's that bitch. And I feel like, yeah, yes, those are the kind of roles that I want, yes. So now that you've been taking a few acting classes, you're ready to submit yourself for upcoming castings. So you can find castings at local theaters for plays, productions, things like that. You can also look for auditions in short films or in student films, and you can also find work doing background. All of these will be great to put on your resume except for background, but that one is especially good for the set experience, so don't knock them. And they pay, so get that coin, get that experience. In order to find these castings, you can look on several websites. The top 3 that I would suggest are Actors Access, Backstage, and Casting Networks. For Actors Access, you'll find a lot of short films, student films, and TV show roles, as well as feature films. You'll also find some website kind of productions, like web series, things like that. Now the next one is Backstage. I think this one is a great one for beginners. You won't see really big castings on here, but you will find different short films, student films, internet projects, as well as commercial projects, and theater roles, you know, smaller scale things. But I think it's great for beginners just to see what's out there. And also, I personally feel like you have a better chance of getting stuff on here because it's very, has a lot of different variety of things. And they also give great advice in the acting industry, or any like entertainment industry. They have so much different articles that they put out and weekly newsletters, things like that. So definitely would suggest checking them out. Now the next one is Casting Networks. This one is especially great for finding commercial work. Even if your dream is to be on the big screen, I will definitely suggest you still doing commercial work, because even people who are on the big screen in movies and TV shows still do commercial work. You know, you get a lot of money doing commercial work. So don't knock it, definitely would suggest. And you'll find a lot of that on this website, as well as different background gigs, different internet projects, different photo shoots. If you're into modeling, this one might be a great one for you as well. So I definitely suggest checking out these 3 websites and seeing which ones fit your needs best. Now, once you've signed up for these websites, you need to fill out your portfolio before you can even apply to castings. You definitely don't want to submit to a casting with no headshots, no resume, no clips to send over, no pictures, things like that nature. You want to have all that stuff already filled out, ready to go. The first thing you're going to need for your portfolio are headshots. Now, you can't do your headshots yourself, but I feel like it's great practice work to take shots for yourself, and you can submit those to short films and student films. But you probably won't get booked with those headshots for, let's say, commercials or for TV shows and movies, because they're not professional. Second to this, you want to have acting clips of your acting work. You want to submit clips, not reels, but clips, just short pieces of projects you've worked on that fit that particular casting that you're submitting for. Now, in order to get these clips, you have to be doing work. Now, you can record yourself doing self-tapes of different kind of scenes to add to your resume, but I would also suggest you actually getting into the line of work, doing short films, student films, things of that nature, to get those different clips to fit whatever you're casting for. For these acting clips, you want to have a different range so that you can submit them to different projects. So you want to have different scenes for, let's say, films and TV shows in particular, but you also have maybe voiceovers that you want to submit for, or commercials that you want to submit for. So you want to have clips that kind of fit those. Now, for voiceovers, obviously they're going to be voice clips, but for commercials, you want to have a commercial-esque kind of clip that you can submit to get those different roles. Now, with these headshots and self-tapes, you're going to start adding those to your websites, but you also want to start filling out your resume. So your resume is going to have all the acting credits that you've done. Like I said before, if you do background work, don't put those on your resume, but still do those background gigs to get you money as well as set experience. Now, with whatever work you're doing, you want to showcase that online, so your social medias and your personal website. You want to keep us up to date with what you're doing so we can see you're a working actor, and so that casting directors can see whatever you're up to and see like if you'd be a good fit for something, or maybe they see something you've done before that would fit a project that they're working on, so they can have you in the back of their head. Always keep us up to date, because you never know who's watching. So looking at my feed, you'll see some of my acting work, you'll see my content creation, and you'll see some of my modeling work. Those are the prime things that you'll see, as well as just cutesy stuff, because I do see my social media as my creative diary. But of course, I'm not forgetting to add my work, just so that whoever's looking knows that I can do the damn thing. And that's what you want to on your social media feeds. And my last tip for getting your start in the acting industry is watching others, seeing what other people are doing performance-wise, because sometimes we learn better from not only doing, but also watching. So watch other actors perform and join communities that are like-minded. So there are a lot of groups on Facebook that are great for beginning actors, or they have casting directors, producers, things like that, as well as advanced actors. So join those communities, because you never know what can come out of them. I see so many great things happening from people who are in those groups and do those connections, collaborations. You literally never know. So put yourself out there, join those communities, seek them on Facebook groups, you can seek them on Instagram, you can seek them doing web searches, YouTube, LinkedIn, you know, connect with people, connect, because honestly, sometimes things just happen because of who you know. I will put a few of my favorite resources down in the description below, so please check them out. In the description below, I will also link the Hollywood Winners Circle. 10,000 out of 10 would recommend. This is a great program for beginner actors or actors who are kind of stuck in limbo in their acting career, to learn about the behind the scenes of the industry, what people are looking for, and just the business of acting itself. When you're starting out, you won't have an agent or a manager right away, so you have to do those things for yourself. So it's so great to know both sides of what's needed in the acting industry, so that you always have your best interest and you're there to vouch for yourself. Now, with this series, I will do my best of sharing things that I know for sure are what's needed, but I will never share anything that is just my idea or my opinion if I know that it's not 100% helpful. That is why I am sharing the Hollywood Winner Circle, because all of their stuff is accredited. The program itself is led by Wendy Elaine Wright, who is a Hollywood manager, and she brings in people who are highly reputable in Hollywood. Casting directors, producers, TV agents, managers, different actors, people who have been in the industry for a while. So while I'm sharing the knowledge that I have, this is something that you really want to invest in and hear from someone who's actually been in the industry for years. So this isn't sponsored, but just trying to save you a little coin in the long run and get you going in the industry, because honey, this is our year. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Until next time.